A lawyer representing alleged victims of Sean Diddy Combs say the current cases against the music mogul are just the tip of the iceberg and that other celebrities will be implicated. Lisa Bloom was speaking to our arts and entertainment correspondent, Katie Spencer.
I mean, can we just talk about how his own lawyer, Mark Agnafilo, literally walked out on him, like in the middle of court hearings? I'm shook. When your own attorney loses faith in you and your case, you know things are getting serious. Poor Diddy is left scrambling to handle this mounting mess all by himself. The drama is just absolutely intense.
Being another band that the rapper formed called Diddy Dirty Money. Now, in her case, she alleges that she was subjected to inhumane working conditions and had threats made to her life. And Lisa Bloom, who we caught up with in Los Angeles, has been talking to us about how she believes there are hundreds more people she feels that could be making cases who are too scared to speak out. Here's what she told.
Honestly, my heart is racing just thinking about this. Can you imagine? Diddy, the Diddy, who built his entire empire on being Mr. Confident and in control, is watching it all crumble. If your own lawyer doesn't want to stand by your side anymore, what does that tell you about what's really going on behind the scenes?
The case that Lisa Bloom is bringing for her client, Dawn Richard. Now, Dawn Richard was in two bands that the rapper helped form. One came out of a reality show called Danity.
But wait, honey, it gets even juicier. Have you heard about this leaked prison phone call? I literally cannot make this stuff up. So there's this absolutely bizarre conversation where Diddy is supposedly telling his son to get rid of all the leftover pizza boxes. I know it sounds innocent enough, right? But darling, social media is absolutely exploding with theories about what this could really mean.
The patterns. Whenever you have a serial abuser, they follow a pattern. Harvey Weinstein had a pattern. Sean Combs has a pattern. And with all three of them, the stories are a little different, but the pattern's always the same. Come into my orbit, have a drink, you get woozy, take a rest, wake up to being sodomized. That was the pattern. And it was the same in every single story.
The internet is going absolutely wild. Some people are connecting it to this thing called Pigate. Don't even get me started on that conspiracy. But others, they're suggesting it's code for something much, much darker. And honestly, with all these legal battles piling up, every single word coming out of his mouth is being analyzed under a microscope.
Discovery hearing is scheduled for today in the federal investigation into allegations against music mogul Sean Diddy Combs. More than 30 lawsuits have already been filed against him alleging assault and rape. 3 separate anonymous suits were filed just last week by men accusing Combs of putting drugs in their drinks and then allegedly raping them. The hip-hop star's attorney says these latest lawsuits are, quote, full of lies. Combs has pleaded not guilty to all the federal charges that are against him.
And get this, in the same call, Diddy was practically begging everyone to keep their lips sealed about certain sensitive topics. I mean, if that doesn't set off alarm bells, I don't know what does. Everyone's dissecting every single word, trying to crack this pizza box code. Some people are brushing it off, but others, they're convinced this is just the tip of the iceberg.
Forward to taking Sean Combs' deposition in prison. For one thing, we know where he is. He can't say he's unavailable and out of town.
Lawyer Lisa Bloom is representing this woman, pictured next to Combs here, singer Dawn Richard, a member of 2 bands formed by the rapper.
She alleges that she was groped and grabbed by Sean Combs, that she witnessed him physically assaulting other women, that he restrained her, locked her into cars and other places, falsely imprisoned her. And it was just a really terrifying experience.
Just when you thought things couldn't get more shocking, my dears, enter Courtney Burgess. This woman, who was apparently super close to Kim Porter, Diddy's late ex-girlfriend, has come forward with what could be the most explosive evidence yet. She claims she's sitting on flash drives that could blow this whole case wide open. Inside these drives, a completed memoir that Kim was working on before her tragic passing. I'm telling you, my hands are shaking just thinking about what could be in there.
Diddy has just been placed on suicide watch in the New York prison, which has seen multiple deaths in recent years. One through stabbing and numerous through suicide. Some other high-profile prisoners to be kept in there include R. Kelly, Ghislaine Maxwell, and Sam Bankman-Fried. Both prisons are in New York, but the one that Jeffrey Epstein was somehow capable of committing suicide in is in downtown Manhattan.
Now, here's where it gets absolutely heart-wrenching. Kim apparently made Burgess promise to release this memoir if anything ever happened to her. Doesn't that just send chills down your spine? But wait, It's not just the memoir. These drives supposedly contain tapes that implicate Diddy and other high-profile individuals in some seriously troubling activities. I mean, we're talking major revelations here.
Single one of them, after the were threatened. They were threatened with physical harm. They were told, if you do anything, it's not going to be good for you. And Sean Combs is not somebody who runs around with a bunch of choir boys. And those threats are very real to all of these men. One of them knew him from the neighborhood, knew the people he ran with, and knew that these were not empty threats. These were not a bunch of lawyers in offices somewhere. These are guys who can follow through, make your life end, cause you physical harm.
This is so serious that even Homeland Security has reportedly gotten involved. Can you believe it? And let's talk about Kim Porter's death for a moment. Sure, they said it was pneumonia, but there have always been whispers, haven't there? And now, Burgess comes forward with these claims that the unedited version of Kim's memoir exposes Diddy's darker side, stories of misconduct, manipulation. If this turns out to be true, it could absolutely destroy everything Diddy has built, his carefully crafted image in shambles.
Well, what else are they going to say? They're not going to say they're true. They're going to say the typical thing that's said in every single one of these cases, that these are untrue, it's made up, it's phony, it's just a monetary shakedown. What else can they do? He's sitting in lockup in Brooklyn right now, charged with these very same things. And he really has no defense other than to badmouth the people who are suing him, badmouth the lawyers, and that's what he's doing.
But hold on to your seats, because there's more. Burgess isn't just dropping hints. She's outright accusing Diddy of being directly involved in Kim's death. The conviction in her voice when she talks about it. And these tapes she mentions? Apparently, they show some pretty wild stuff from Diddy's infamous parties, along with other material that could completely demolish what's left of his reputation. Talk about terrible timing, especially with his defense team falling apart.
This morning, watch how federal agents took Sean Diddy Combs into custody. He's seen in this video entering the Park Hyatt Hotel in Midtown Manhattan with others when agents from Homeland Security Investigations approach and separate him. They place Combs under arrest and lead him out the front door in handcuffs. His lawyer said Combs had come to New York 2 weeks earlier with the intention of turning himself in. He did not expect the agents to be waiting at his hotel last Monday night.
And darlings, let's circle back to Mark Agnafilo's shocking exit, because this is absolutely massive. Legal experts everywhere are whispering that this case might be beyond saving. I mean, think about it. When the accusations are piling up faster than designer shoes at a sample sale, and public opinion is turning against you like yesterday's fashion, what's a lawyer to do? For Diddy, losing Agnafilo isn't just some tiny hiccup. It's like a giant flashing warning sign that even the professionals are jumping ship. The public reaction? Oh my goodness, it's like watching a reality show finale, except this is all painfully real. You've got one side saying, finally, the untouchable man is going down, while loyal fans are screaming, smear campaign, from the rooftops. But even his ride or die supporters are starting to get those niggling doubts. I mean, when you've got leaked calls, lawyers running for the hills, and accusations flying left and right, it's getting harder to brush this off as just gossip. Now, let me spill the real tea about where all this drama started. Cassie, can you believe this all traces back to an 11-year relationship gone sour? So picture this. Cassie comes to Diddy with this book, right? She's like, hey, I'm about to tell everything about what you've been up to. Want to buy the rights? That'll be $30 million, please. And what does our man Diddy do? He says no. Big mistake. Huge. Because next thing you know, Cassie's lawyers are like, hold up, we can get even more money if we take this to civil court. But here's where it gets absolutely wild. The very next day after filing, Diddy caves and settles. But honey, the damage was already done because the feds took one look at that civil case and were like, wait a minute, this isn't just civil drama, this is criminal territory. I'm telling you, this isn't your regular celebrity scandal where someone gets caught being naughty at a nightclub. This is serious, serious business with potential criminal implications that could send shockwaves through the entire entertainment industry. Diddy's entire empire. Everything he's built, his legacy, his reputation, possibly even his freedom. It's all hanging by a thread. The way things are going, with each new revelation hitting harder than the last, even his most loyal defenders are starting to wonder if there's any coming back from this. The once mighty mogul who seemed untouchable is now looking more and more like he's backed into a corner with practically no allies left and fewer options by the day. If, and honestly, at this point, it's starting to feel more like when he falls, this won't just be another celebrity scandal. This will be the kind of of cautionary tale they write books about, a story about power, about thinking you're above it all, and about what happens when your past finally catches up with you. The storm isn't over yet, darlings. In fact, I have a feeling we're just seeing the beginning. For Diddy, the forecast isn't just looking bleak, it's looking absolutely catastrophic. And something tells me there are still more shocking revelations waiting in the wings. Stay tuned, my loves, because this story is far from over. And you know I'll be here to spill all the tea as it happens. This is the kind of drama that makes Hollywood shake, and trust me, we haven't seen the last of it.